You all asked for it, so we're going to give it to you right now. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Over the Years. You all asked for it, so we're going to give it to you right now. We are going to answer the question: is WorthPoint worth it? More importantly, what is WorthPoint? So, a lot of people in our recent videos, if you guys haven't been watching some of those videos, or if this is your first time here at Over the Years, make sure you guys check out some of our older videos that we just posted in the last couple of weeks. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, thumbs up, all that jazz. We appreciate all the love and all the support. So, a lot of people, the feedback was they wanted to see some breakdown on WorthPoint. So, this is obviously going to be something that might take a few different videos, but we're going to try and get you guys at least on the right track in this first video. Another thing is just a quick reminder, don't forget to go over to Whatnot and check out our auction that is going to be taking place on September 30th. Everything's going to be starting at $1. It's going to be packed with tons of awesome stuff. Great opportunity for you guys to get some great deals on some great pieces. We're super excited about that. So make sure you guys go bookmark that show on September 30th. The link will be in the description of this video for that auction. All right, so first and foremost, I guess the big question is, what is WorthPoint? So WorthPoint is it's interesting. It's like you could say WorthPoint is a comping site, for lack of a better word, right? So if you're looking to comp something that you find, you can kind of find out the price on that. Well, some people might say, well, I can do that on eBay. Why would I want to do that on WorthPoint? The great thing about WorthPoint is that the data goes all the way back to 2006. Now, it is primarily things from eBay, but you can also find items that have sold on different auction house websites. So that can prove useful as well. The big difference is, outside of the time frame that you can use WorthPoint for, is all the different tools that come with WorthPoint. I think that's probably the most underrated thing about WorthPoint that not a lot of people talk about. There are a ton of research tools. Now, you're probably asking yourself, is WorthPoint worth it for me? Now, I can't make that decision for you. I can tell you right now myself, I use WorthPoint every single day. I use WorthPoint when I'm outsourcing. I use WorthPoint when I'm listing. Every single day I use WorthPoint. So for me, it's worth it. Now, I'm going to give you guys a couple of different scenarios in which WorthPoint might be worth it. And then we'll go in and show you guys kind of like the inner workings of WorthPoint. And if you guys are wondering, I do have a link in the description below, and that'll take you directly to WorthPoint. So what would you use WorthPoint for? So say you find an item and you don't know what it is. There's ways that you can use WorthPoint to kind of help you and guide you in figuring out what your item is. A lot of times when I would find something, I would use keywords to describe my item and then kind of type those words into WorthPoint. And then from there, I would be able to kind of get all these different images, which we'll show you guys in a little bit. And that would kind of get me in the right direction. So then I might find something, a listing on WorthPoint. So then I might take that title, put that in the search bar. And then from there, now I got a whole new list of items that have sold that might be my item. And so then I can kind of cross-reference what those listings said with my item until I can, make a correct match. Another thing may be, say you're sourcing something and you find 0 comps on eBay, 0 comps on Terapeak, and you're searching on Google for this item and you have a title for it, a description for it. And it always comes back and you're like, oh, here, I found it. And you click on it and it's WorthPoint and it doesn't show you what it's sold for. With the subscription, now you can see what it's sold for. It's so helpful when it comes to pricing items like that, because a lot of times you can either be overpricing something or underpricing something because you have 0 comps on it. So this will put you in the right ballpark. It's also interesting because I said the data goes back so long. You see the trends, and you can sort it by, highest price. You can sort it by lowest price, recent, most recent solds, and things like that. So you can kind of definitely see how the market has changed over years on some of these items. But most importantly, it gives you that peace of mind when you're listing something and you just have 0 comps. I use it more so for research To be perfectly honest with you, it's really helpful because if you're dealing with like antiques, vintage items, collectibles, you might find something super rare. There just may not be any comps. And the comps you find on WorthPoint might not even be eBay comps. They might just be from an auction house because it's that rare or that expensive. So it gives you that peace of mind that you're not missing out on some money that you could be making, or you're missing out on a sale because you've listed it so high that it's nowhere near what its actual value is. So there's tons of tools that you can find in WorthPoint that I use on a day-to-day basis. I can't stress that enough. Like, it might not be worth it for everybody. Now, is it worth it no matter what? In my opinion, yes. Now, if you're not a high volume, you don't even have to be a high volume seller, because I'm not a high volume seller. I mean, I sell a lot. I do this full time, but I'm not selling 1,000 items a day, 100 items a day, stuff like that. But for me, I find like you pay for your subscription in one sale. If you find something and you cannot find a comp on it, and then you find it on WorthPoint, you're able to properly list it with a correct title, correct description, and a good price. You're paying for your subscription right there as soon as you make that sale on that first listing that WorthPoint helped you on. So to me, it's like for a whole month, you could there could be 10 of those, there could be 100 of those. So for me, it's absolutely worth it. Now, I believe I pay, I should have wrote this down. I pay $45 a month for my subscription on WorthPoint. So to me, and this is a part of business, you're going to have expenses. To me, this is an expense that is like as valuable to my business, because I deal with a lot of one-off items. I deal with just a lot of random things. It pays for itself, like in the first week of the month, and I have no problem paying it because it is a business expense. And obviously that's something that you can add to your expense reports at the end of the month, end of the year, however you're doing your taxes. I'm not a tax expert, so don't ask me about taxes. You can ask me about anything when it comes to reselling. Don't ask me about taxes. So now I guess I'm going to kind of dive into WorthPoint. Now they do have a free trial that you can use. It's a 7-day trial. I think you get 7 free lookups. So what might be a good, idea is maybe you find 7 things that are in your dev pile that, because for me, a lot of times what happens is I'll find something I can't figure out what it is and I won't list it. I'll put it in my death pile, right? Find 7 things like that. And if you're going to use a free trial, and then use those 7 free lookups on those 7 free things, I guarantee you that first time when you find something that you haven't been able to figure out for so long, and then you figure it out by using WorthPoint, you're going to be like, okay, I understand now why WorthPoint is worth it, why Tim uses it every single day. And obviously they have a mobile app as well. I might do a separate video on the mobile app. There's not a big difference in the mobile app than what you're using on a computer. Although they do have an option that's kind of very similar to Google Lens, where you can take a picture of something and search it by the picture, which has been useful. Obviously, it's not 100% accurate. There's going to be times where it works like a charm, and there's going to be times where you're going to be like, why did this is not what I took a picture of. So it's pretty much like that with any sort of image searching that you're using for reselling, whether it's Google Lens or replacement. Sometimes it's just difficult for them to match it up for you. But yeah, WorthPoint is available on the website, available on the app. So let's go ahead and pull up WorthPoint. We're going to kind of go through the website a little bit. Hopefully this kind of saves you all some time, but when you're getting ready to sign up for it. Obviously, I always suggest deep diving into anything before you try it, before you pay for something, before you decide to do it. I just think that, I always like to deep dive into things. It just makes me feel more comfortable, and I kind of feel like I'm ahead of the ball before I actually start using it. So we're going to get into the website, and I'm going to give you guys like an overview of the website, and then we'll go through some of the tools, and we'll go through some of the benefits and the searching process in general on WorthPoint, okay? So let's go ahead and bring this up. Okay, there we go. All right. And so this is WorthPoint right here. You can see you have the price guide, which is going to be your general search thing. Marks is something I absolutely love. And we're going to go through all these: library, dictionary, vault, upcoming auctions, and blog. So you have all these. Let me see if I can make this bigger. There we go. So you have all these different options here. And then obviously, you have all that. You can click on here and see how it works. So we're going to go to the price guide first. All right. So from here, you guys can search. And this is not, I think one of the things I need to point out first and foremost is I think a lot of people would look at this as, oh, this is just for antiques. Like, I don't sell antiques. I don't sell vintage stuff. Trust me, you can find anything that's been sold on here. You can find it. I mean, look, it tells you right here, 760 million items that have been sold that is in their database here. You can search through categories too. Obviously, they have a bunch of different categories, but I usually don't. I just usually just put in all categories when I'm searching for something. So let's see. For example, I have this, right? This is a restaurant ware mug right here. Okay. You guys can see that right there. Restaurant ware mug. It has a marking on the bottom that says Sterling Vitrified China, made in Ohio. And on the front of it, it has a logo that says White Tower. Okay, so I use that to keep my pens in over here. So let's see. Let's type in Sterling China White Tower. Let's see what comes up. Okay, so no. Oh, it's because I've typed in the wrong word. I'm really bad at typing stuff. I don't know if you guys noticed that in my last video. I put skinning instead of skiing. All right, Sterling China White Tower. Boom. Right there. Okay. So this is what happens when you search something like that. Now I have 223 sold items. Now you can organize this, sort it by best match, sort it by most recent sold, oldest sold, price high to low. Okay, so this is also good for like researching too. Like sometimes I might put in something and search like high to low, right? And then I can kind of like familiarize myself with high end items. It's something I like to do, But for now, we're gonna do best match. And you can see you get all these different sold listings of that sort of item. And then it'll tell you when it's sold and it'll tell you where it's sold. Okay. Very, very, very useful item. Tool right here, obviously. And so, you're going to get all these listings. And then you see eBay UK 2015, 2007. All different types of dates and stuff like that. And then obviously you're going to get different sort of listings that might have fallen in there, but just a very useful tool. Now, say you're trying to find something that you don't know what it is, right? But you have some keywords. So maybe you type in, that it's uranium glass, okay? That it's hobnail. And that it's a vase. But you don't know exactly what it is. So now you're like, okay, I typed in those keywords. I'm going to get all these different hobnail uranium glass vases. And so from here, you can kind of be like, okay, I see this is my vase right here. I see Fenton and Vaseline, right? So then you can kind of be like, okay, let me try this. Let me change it. We'll put in Fenton glass Vaseline hobnail vase. Now you're going to get all the ones that fall into that category. And there's tons of different things. So now you're going to get, and when you click on these items, right? Let's click on one. I don't think we clicked on one yet. So let's click on one, okay? So in here, you're going to get the source, okay? Oh, sorry about that. You're going to get the source. You're going to get what it sold for, when it sold for it. This is going to be an issue, I can tell. The mouse situation. And so you can save this to your favorites, which is another really key point. Then you're going to get more similar items down here. You're going to get more items from eBay. And then you're going to have this. These are auctions that are actually going on that are auction houses that are partnered with WorthPoint. So if you want to try and find some more of that, then you have articles right here. Like this sort of stuff is so clutch. This is not just about like, you know, just finding a comp. There's so much more to WorthPoint. Murano art glass. Like, how many times have you heard trying to figure out what Murano is? Click on this article. Now you're right here. You're learning. You're learning. This is what we're all about it over the years. We're all about learning. Now look at this. You're looking at all of these different items right here. Okay. You're going to get all this information on different Murano glass makers. And it's just endless and endless amounts more posts here. Endless amounts of opportunity to learn stuff on WorthPoint. To me, like I think that pays for it. I mean, obviously, I talked about, okay, if you sell one thing that you found out on WorthPoint, you're paying for it. But this pays for it. This is the education. You guys can see I have books back here. I always go back to the books, but I mean, you can learn so much. And there's so many different interesting articles. Coinware patterns. Okay, here we go. How to become a part-time picker. How a part-time picker became a thriving full-time reseller. I don't even know who this is. Oh, I know who this is. This is that lady who's on Instagram. People pay insane amount of stuff for her things, which is kind of crazy to me because I'm not going to get into that right now, obviously. But but yeah, it's still, it's a lot of really cool things going on here. So you can see how like you're going from looking for one item and how it can just take you into a whole nother like rabbit hole of information, which I am a sucker for, obviously. Okay, so that's your price guide. That's how the price guide works. Now, obviously, like I said, on the mobile app, you can take pictures and that kind of helps too. If there's any questions that you guys have about anything that I'm explaining during this video, please make sure that you guys put those questions in the comment section below because I'll be here to help you. And then maybe we can do a second video on this, talk a little bit about the mobile app, and then talk about answering some of the questions that you all may have. Now, this is where we're going to go into some of the extra benefits that WorthPoint provides. Okay. So marks. Now, you find an item and it has a marking on it and you can't figure out what it is. Let's say it has a crown. There goes my typing again. Crown with a DJ. This is kind of something I found over the weekend, right? Look at that. You type that in now, you're getting this right here. We pull this up. Okay, this is the marking out exactly I was looking for. Bam. Look at this. Now I know the full company name. I know the location. I know the company dates. All of that. Description of the marking. All of that. How many times have you found something you don't know what the marking is? You can just type in what it is and then it'll give it to you right here. There is no price that you can put on this sort of information. It puts you so ahead of the game. So now you know, okay, Dow Jensen porcelain is what this marking is. So you just figured out what a marking is. Now you have a whole new, arsenal of information to put in your reseller belt to find things when you're outsourcing. It's mind-blowing to me how people don't like. You have this information and you can use it. The more you know, the more you can pick. The more you can pick, the more money you can make. It sounds crazy that it's that simple, but it really is. Obviously, you have to find the things, but like the information, the tools, the resources are here to help us. So it's super important. So then look at this. Say you get there. Now you can click on this. It gives you that information right there, some of the markings, right? And, click on, now you can look at other Denmark markings right here. Like, it's just, there is so much information when it comes to markings. So say you can search it just by that. Now, you know what Dow Jensen porcelain is. Okay, so let's go back to the price guide. We'll look at something I picked up this weekend, price guide. doll, Jensen, okay, dog, figurine. So now I go to a point in time where I didn't know exactly what I had. I had an idea that I had something, and I I went with my gut, and so now I know who made it. I mean, look at this. Look at how expensive some of these figurines go for. 700. I mean, obviously, dates are changing here. This sold in 2008. This sold in 2022 for $800. Imagine if you're how many times have you seen a figurine like this in a store, you know? And then just like say you're at the store, you pick it up. The first thing I always tell people is to flip it over, okay? Flip it over. Look at that marking right there. There you go. You see the marking. Now you have no idea who this maker is, but you just put in DJ Crown on WorthPoint. Now you found out who the maker is. Now you can go and learn more about the maker and obviously find the item that you purchased that brought you to this search point, obviously. And just look at this. You just learned a whole new category of items that can bring you a ton of money. So, it's kind of incredible, like the amount of information that you can get just by using this. I think this is the one that I got right here, or it's similar to, I believe. Oh, that's a green marking. I think mine is blue or black. Mine is a terrier, though. I know that. It was a terrier dog that I picked up. Anyways, so that's kind of how you can use the marks tool on WorthPoint. You can just, if you're looking for marks, you can kind of just, and say you're looking for like silver. I know that metals right here, like silver hallmarks, can be very difficult to understand. This is a great opportunity for you to search silver marks. You just type in H. These are all the silver markings that are in metals. You could break it down into categories, classifications, marks, autographs, patterns, symbols. If you have years, you can look at years. Like these are hallmarks right here on silver. It could be filters, all different types of stuff you guys can put in the categories to kind of help you out. Just an endless amount of information. Now, let's check out another thing is library. So you guys know I'm a big fan of books, right? A big fan of books to help me with identifying items. Okay, so let's check this out. Let's type in the title of this book. Fostoria Stemware. Okay. Look at that. Right here on the page, first page, there's the book right here. Not only can you find this book now, you can literally click read book. It should pop up for me. Here we go. Read book. Table of contents right here. Click on color identification. Look at this. This is mind-blowing, ladies and gentlemen. Bam! You get the book. You get the book right here, right now. It's incredible. So, say you only trust books. You can literally just go here and you can find the book that you're looking for. Say somebody tells you, "Oh, I found this in such and such in the book." You can literally read the book online. You could see the pictures online. It's incredible the amount of tools right here. Incredible. Okay? So once again, like say you're looking for a book on vintage toys. You're looking for a book on vintage toys. Here we go. Unlimited amount of toy books. You can literally look on this. Click on this. Oh, you want to find out about Star Wars toys? Sure. Let's look at this. Say your toy begins with the letter C. We're going to pull up the book. Bam. Look, I mean, the information is it's just for I think that I'm excited. I hope you guys can like understand like for me it's crazy. I feel like a lot of people will just tell you that it's good to find prices and stuff. No. It's so much more than that. So much more than that. Dictionary. Okay? So say, you're finding something and you want to know a word. Hobnail. Let's check out hobnail, right? These sort of keywords will really help you. Look at this. Information. 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 It's endless amounts of information. Okay? So it's like, click here. Fenton glass. Now it's just, I mean, literally, you can give you the whole description on Fenton glass. And then what? Oh, you want to find out the prices of stuff? Bam. We'll take you to Fenton price guide. Most expensive Fenton glass piece sold. $13,000. What? That's probably not real. Something like this, though, is definitely probably real. That's a real sale right there. This is a real sale right here. It's just, I mean, the amount of information is just, it's crazy. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. I love it. Vault is a place where you guys can kind of, you can add your own items, so you can keep them in this vault sort of situation. This is something I haven't really done a lot of yet. But this will help you. This is like, I think, for more like for collections and stuff like that. But definitely a really cool tool that you can use. I think when you save items, like when you're searching stuff, it'll be there. So I think saving. Let me see, because I kind of want to see about this. Let's try this. Fenton hobnail basket. Okay, let's check. Let's see what happens when we do this. We're going to learn something together here, because I've never done this before. Okay. Save to favorites. Okay. Now, where's favorites? Does that go over here? Yep. My favorite items. Boom. So if, like, say you're like searching something and you find something and you want to save it and go back to it, you could just save it right there. You could do it with marks too, books. Oh my gosh. So think about this. You can be like, go deep dive into a book and then just like save it. So you're just going to have like your own virtual library of books of information on here. It's, it's so crazy. Upcoming auctions. If you're looking for auctions to buy stuff, here we go. There's a whole list of auctions coming up. These are like stuff that you're going to only get into through WorthPoint. And then obviously they have a blog right here where it will show you guys articles, WorthPoint media, treasure hunts and events, affiliate program, all that good stuff. So it goes from a price guide, but it's so much more, ladies and gentlemen. So much more. I mean, like, I don't really know what else, how else to dive into this. Maybe we'll do something like live. If not on this channel, we can do it on the Reseller Information Network. So for those of you guys that don't know, I also do a show on YouTube with my good friends, Cernox from Cernox Connection, Eric OBX Picker, and Leroy Blood, Sweat, and Sell. Reseller Information Network on YouTube. The link is in the description, and I'll also put up, you guys can find it. I'll put the picture up there on the screen. But yeah, we're doing live help on there on Tuesdays, and then we do members onlys for the members of that channel. So maybe I can work a way to do something like over there, like a live session. So if somebody has questions live, we can go over that. But listen, any questions you guys have about WorthPoint that from this video, please put them in the comment section below. I try to answer or reply to every single comment on every video I put out. I still have some I haven't replied to, but I'm getting to them. Even if it's 5 days old, a week old, I will still get to them and try to reply to them. Obviously the first video we put out when we came back had so many comments. It's taking me a little bit longer to get to those, but hopefully this helps you guys answer the question of what is WorthPoint and is WorthPoint worth it? Like I said, for me, it's 1000% worth it. And I think that you guys, I really want to push the fact that it's not just antiques and vintage items, It's anything that you can imagine. You can search on there. You can search electronics. You can search video games. You can search clothing. You can search hats. Everything is searchable on there. It's not just antiques and vintage items. I want to be very clear about that. But if you're, for me, the information there, like that they provide you, that just, it's so much information on there. It's more than just looking up a price. It pays for itself in so many different ways. And I'm passionate about it because I've been using it for years. Been using it for years. And I live and die by WorthPoint. I will tell you right now, for me, it's 100% worth it. But if you're just getting started, it might not be the thing for you. But at least now you know that it's there, okay? And maybe as your business grows, maybe as you expand, whether you're a part-time or a full-time reseller, maybe it's something that you want to think about down the road. But now you already know what it is. You know what it's about. You know, like if you're ever, questioning that, now you have the opportunity to kind of feel more comfortable in what you can do with WorthPoint. And that's what this video is about. This video is not necessarily about me pushing WorthPoint onto you. I just want you to know what it is. Because a lot of people, I see a lot of times people asking, oh, who has WorthPoint? Listen, you can have all that information at the tip of your fingertips. To me, is so powerful as a reseller. The one thing that you can always have more of, you can never have enough of, is information. The more we know, the better we're going to be at what we do. And you're never going to know everything. Never. I'm constantly learning. And how am I learning? I'm learning using tools like this. And WorthPoint is worth it to me. So I don't want to keep babbling on. Comment below if you have questions about what we went over today. Comment below if you guys want me to go and deep dive into something a little bit more in detail with WorthPoint, and we can make a video on that. We are going to be working on a List Perfectly video as well coming up soon. So whatever it is that you guys want to know more about. I saw some comments about, some people want to know more about some shipping. Some people want to see how we do a listing from beginning to end. So we're going to start. I keep a notepad here. Okay. So I'm taking notes on what you guys are looking for. I want you to know that, like, that a video that you're asking for may not get 1 million views. Well, no video I put out is going to get 1 million views, but you know what I'm saying. I may not get a ton of views, but at least I know that I'm directly helping somebody that asks for it. Somebody who takes the time out of their day to watch a video of mine and leaves a comment or a question. There's nothing more that I want to do than to take the time, I have and show people that I appreciate the time that you're taking to watch my video. I want to help you. Okay. So thank you guys for all the love and support. Don't forget to comment, subscribe. Don't forget, September 30th on Whatnot, we will be doing a live auction. It's going to be an insane show. Everything's going to start at $1. Go over there and bookmark it now. Make sure you guys are checking out all the links in the description. There will be a WorthPoint link down there. So if you guys want to help and there's something you want to get into, click that link. Go over to WorthPoint. Like I said, if you guys ever have any questions, my Instagrams are also in the description. You guys can reach out to us on Instagram. But yeah, we're gonna keep pounding away here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna be plugging away. We're going to be trying to give out as much information as we possibly can. We're going to have to keep learning together, having fun. So hopefully, you guys smile and learn. That's all we're all about here over the years. Education, entertainment, value, laughs, and smiles. All right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your day, your morning, your evening, your afternoon, whatever it is, what time that you're watching this video. We will see you guys soon with another video. We're going to be putting out videos pretty much every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's the schedule that we're trying to stick to. So, as always, YouTube, stay classy. Peace.